the person or the people that you're with, they're like a tuning fork. It's like they're this vibration that has entered your field, and that vibration fires up all of these old vibrations that you haven't experienced in a long time. So now I know that this is going to happen when I go visit my brother. No matter how much I love him and I wish we lived in the same city and we could spend more time together, all of that has no bearing on these things happening.
Welcome to the world of energy, where science meets spirit. Ancient wisdom merges with cutting-edge knowledge, and the possibilities for a healthier, happier you are endless.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Energy Works. This is Blaine. I'm flying solo today. And I want to share with you a topic that I think about a lot. And I touch on it sometimes around the holidays. It's not a holiday right now, but I'm digging into it for a different reason and in a little bit of a different way. And the topic is interacting with your relatives. I'm going to be talking specifically about my brother or people who've been with you a long time and have had shared experiences with you. And as we know, a lot comes up in the holidays because sometimes we're seeing people we don't see all the time. And I have this situation with a sibling. I have one brother. He is 16 months younger than me, and he lives in the state of Oklahoma. I grew up in Oklahoma City with him, and he lives in Tulsa, Oklahoma now. So he doesn't live in the place where we grew up. But I try to get to Oklahoma, get to Tulsa, and visit him maybe about once a year. He will often come to Florida over Thanksgiving as well. He's married. His name is Kyle. His wife's name is Dana. And the occasion for the visit I just had in the last week was they got a new golden retriever puppy named Winnie. And I wanted to go to Oklahoma and see Winnie while she's still a puppy, and also see Kyle and Dana, of course. So Kyle and I, obviously close in age, we had a shared childhood, and our childhood had its share of trauma and tragedy. And he and I never really got formal support. So we were left to our own devices on how to survive as kids. We each came up with our own mechanisms to get through what we were going through and move on with our lives. And he and I were very close. We're both in our 50s now. And so there's been periods of time when we were closer or not as close. But I would say for the past 15 years, we have been very close and continuing to try to prioritize being able to be with each other in person and spend time together. We also, talk on the phone, text all the time, all of those good things. The first time I noticed an energy around spending time with him, I know it was pre-2005 because Dana and Kyle moved in the house that they have now in 2005. And this memory of mine is in the house they had before they moved into their current house. So it was definitely before 2005. And what I noticed, I was there visiting them, and 2004 and before that, Blaine, I was very much in corporate. I had taken a few yoga classes. I don't even know I was that much of a regular yogi yet. I didn't know anything about energy medicine or any of the topics I'll be talking about in this podcast. I knew none of them. I knew Western medicine. That is all I knew. So I remember visiting my brother, and I just had this sensation in my chest, and it was tight. And, you know, not like a heart attack or something, like an energetic sensation. And like my shoulders were coming forward, forward, forward. Like my shoulders were being pulled to the midline of my body to close in around my heart. And like I couldn't sit up straight and I couldn't throw my shoulders back. And again, I had no idea what was going on. This is subtle. This is a subtle sensation, right? But I really noticed it. And I was getting uncomfortable, like physically uncomfortable. So I remember being up early one morning before Kyle and Dana were up, and I was in their living room, and I pulled a couch cushion off the couch, and I laid it on the floor, and I put my upper body and my head on the couch cushion, and I spread my arms wide with the back of my hand on the floor in this effort to open up my chest, to get my shoulders backwards instead of forwards and relieve this sensation, this tight sensation that I was feeling in the center of my chest. And I felt better after I did that. And so I did it a couple of times a day when no one was looking. I would lay on the floor and open up my chest. And for the next few years, that really was what I would do when I would visit him and I would start like feeling this constriction in the chest. I had no idea what was going on, but my body found this way to feel better. Some of you may experience this when you're with your families. And I love my brother so much. On all of planet Earth, I mean, him and Burke are probably the two people in the world I love the most. He is incredible. He has an over 25-year career with the YMCA. He is devoted to the mission of the YMCA. He is very involved in his community. It's just unbelievable how great a person he is. I'm astounded all the time that he and I went through what we went through, and he had his struggles. I had my struggles. He had a period of more intense struggle than I had, and that he just turned into this phenomenal human, transcending everything that he had been through. So I love him. I respect him. There's no cognitive reason that I'm like, my heart should be closing right now. It just happens. So I know now what is happening is we have, it's called a Shen, S-H-E-N, in Chinese medicine, and it lives in the center of the chest. And our spirit is, I would say, the most common translation for Shen. It's where our spirit lives. It's where our consciousness lives. And it's also where our emotional centering lives. Our biofield, our energetic patterning and our biofield, our aura around us, holds our historical life. All of our historical patterns are held in the biofield. My brother has a biofield. I have a biofield. And obviously, we have very similar historical patterns, and we have the ways that we cope with them habituated into us. And so when we are physically together, his biofield and my biofield start to interact with one another, just like all of us interact with the biofields of those around us. So we have these energetic imprints, these shared energetic imprints that only he and I have. And so it's like if your shin is a calm, still lake, and then you get into this situation like I'm describing with a sibling and these shared energetic imprints, it's like a huge gust of wind just flew over the lake. A gust of wind has disrupted your shin, and the shin lives in the middle of the chest. And so that's what I was feeling. And I'm sure that he feels a lot of this too. And, you know, he has his own language for it. Another factor coming into play is triple warmer. Triple warmer holds our habits. Triple warmer is our habit field. And so when I'm talking about the holidays and everyone gets together and all of a sudden we're reverting back to all of our old habits we had when we were growing up, that's triple warmer. Triple warmer is like, oh, I know how this works. I know how you interact with this person. I know what your energy is like when you're with this person. You've been doing it your whole life. And so triple warmer, the holder of the habits, who's also protecting our survival, comes into play. And that's why people can kind of devolve into old patterns when, even though, in their mind, they're like, I'm mature now. I'm not going to let that person get to me. Everything's different now. And then you get in the situation and you just devolve to how things used to be. That's triple warmer. Triple warmer is, it worked before, right? You survived it before. Triple warmer's like, act this way and you're going to get out of this alive. It's triple warmer kind of pulls you into that pattern. And then we also have our heart protector, which is called circulation sex in the Eden energy medicine tradition, circulation sex, SEX, the lining around the heart. It is also called pericardium, and it's also called heart protector. And so it's this energy of protecting your heart. And this is in the fire element. Your heart, your physical heart is in the fire element. Your heart protector is in the fire element. Triple warmer is in the fire element. And all of these energies are at the same time. Fire energy is your energy of love and connection. And so when I'm in these situations with my brother, my fire energy, and I don't get to see him much, really wants to connect with him. It wants to reach out. It wants to bond. And at the same time, it wants to protect. It wants to fall into old patterns. It's very confusing. It's very disruptive, and it's very confusing. These two things are happening at once. The wanting to reach out and extend and connect, and the wanting to pull back and protect, happening at the exact same time, all in fire energy. So the entire situation, and I bet everyone listening knows what I'm talking about, feels this, and it's all here in the chest, like just feels this very confusing, kind of protecting, kind of expanding, kind of constricting energy when we're in these situations. The person or the people that you're with, they're like a tuning fork. It's like they're this vibration that has entered your field, and that vibration fires up all of these old vibrations that you haven't experienced in a long time. So now I know that this is going to happen when I go visit my brother, no matter how much I love him and I wish we lived in the same city and we could spend more time together. All of that has no bearing on these things happening. So I want to share with you what I do. So if you're in a situation that is similar, you too can have some tools. The first thing I do is breathe in and out through my nose with an extended exhale. And so if I'm just sitting across from him and I don't want to start like tapping or doing anything, that's obvious, I make sure I'm breathing through my nose. And so, especially if I'm listening and I'm not talking or we're just watching TV together or something like that, I inhale for a count and I exhale for a longer count. So if you're inhaling for a count of 4, you can exhale for a count of 6 or 7. If you're inhaling a count of 5, exhale 7 or 8. So pick a count that's 2 or 3 counts longer than your inhale and exhale for that count. That's very calming to the nervous system, this extended exhale. You only breathe like that when you are safe. And so your body notices, you're telling your body via your breath, I am safe. And so triple warmer and all of the protective energetic mechanisms that we have feel comfortable to stand down. I also tap my thymus gland. So the thymus gland is at the top of the sternum. You have your sternal notch is this divot right below your neck, and then you have your sternum, and you can tap I'm doing it on the video, but I just take one hand, or you can alternate hands and tap the thymus gland. When you tap the sternum like this, you're creating an calming energetic vibration throughout the chest that everything is safe. It's right over the heart. It's very soothing. It's very calming. And your shin is responsive to tapping the center of the chest like this. And if you don't want to tap, you can just take your palm and just lay it over your sternum and just hold your hand right there. So that's very balancing for your heart energy. Another thing that I do is if you come to your pinky fingernail, you can twist. So I have my left pinky and I'm taking my right hand, thumb and forefinger, and I'm just twisting around my pinky fingernail. And we have points there in that pinky fingernail for small intestine and heart. We have 4 meridians for it and triple warmer, which is bigger than just a meridian, but they're all in heart. We have triple warmer, we have heart protector, and we have small intestine. And so you get heart and you get small intestine in this pinky nail. And so just twisting, you can do it under the table. Just grab your pinky finger at the very tip and start twisting right, left, right, left, right, left. And you're stimulating some acupressure points that are very balancing for your fire energy. And then, like I said before, that I just figured out on my own, lie on your back on a pillow with your head and your upper back supported by a pillow or a bolster. Spread your arms wide, get this big opening through the chest and through the center of the upper body. And all that constriction will have space to move when you create that space. So I do that a couple of times a day as well. That is what I wanted to share with you today. I just got home from Oklahoma maybe 2 days ago. So this is all very present with me. And it is really conflicting. Like, I love him so much. And so why is this happening at the same time? But I know why it's happening. So hopefully it's helpful to you if you ever experience something like this, or if you're supporting someone else who may be experiencing something like this. I'd love to know your thoughts and comments. And I'll see you next time on Energy Works. Alrighty, energy fans, that's a wrap on another positively charged episode of Energy Works. Lauren, this is the part where we get to use our energy puns.
It's been electrifying, hasn't it, Blaine? We hope you've enjoyed it as much as we have.
If you're feeling amped up and you want to keep your energy flowing, be sure to hit that subscribe button on your favorite podcast platform.
And we'd love to hear from you, so please take a moment to leave us a review. Your feedback helps us continue to deliver content that resonates, so light up our inbox.
And spark a conversation with your friends to tell them about us. And we'll see you next time on Energy Works.